start off just by thanking everybody who came out for this incredible ceremony and joining with us as we celebrate the union of Sarah and Dan. I'd like to thank, we got a bunch of guys here from West Point that came from all over the country to celebrate with Dan. And just to get a little business out of the way, happy to announce that the Commander-in-Chief Trophy will be residing at the United States Military Academy at West Point for the next year. Go Army! So, I'd like to especially thank the Potts family for just embracing us into their family this week. I'd like to also thank you for reminding us that we're short. The good news is we might actually have a child who achieves average height in the family, which would be great. So I learned something tonight. So Sarah and I actually have something in common. I too am my parents' favorite child. Just as my brother and sister. True story. So and also for Jennifer and John, I know how you feel right now. I know how hard it is to give away a daughter. It is somebody's protected their whole life, and it's hard. And no matter how great the guy is, ain't nobody good enough for your little girl. And it's hard. It's hard to do. But if it's any consolation, I'll just say this about my son. Every father's goal, whether he realize it or not, whether he accepts it or not, should be the same. So to raise a better man than he is. And I would just say, I succeeded. And I'll just finish up with one thing, just something for Sarah and Dan to think about as they move forward in their lives, and for all of us who are married to think about. I said similar words at my daughter's wedding, and I didn't get yelled at, so it must not have been too bad. But that's just a reminder that marriage is a covenant, and you go all the way back to the Old Testament times with the covenants that God gifted humanity with. Marriage is a special covenant where it's different than other agreements. You're not giving away goods and services. You're giving away each other. You are giving yourself in your entirety to another person. And it's meant to be a reflection of God's love for us. So, how does God love us? Completely and entirely. Does he love us because we deserve it? He doesn't. He loves us completely and totally. He gives himself to us because just that's how great his love is. And so as you look at each other, remember that you're giving each other yourselves in your entirety. And you do this not because you're always going to deserve it, because you won't always deserve it. You're doing it because that is how great your love is for one another. So good luck to Sarah and Dan. I'd just like to raise a glass to their marriage.
Can everybody hear me? Yeah. So I'm going to interrupt your food for a little bit longer, if that's okay.
Boo.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Jack Rector. I know Dan since we were freshmen at West Point. It's been a long time. So it's very cool to be hanging out with all of you tonight. We were just talking about it. It's a little surreal for us. Dan and I, Chris and I, we've been talking about this for years. He did it. Oh my gosh. It's really cool to see, and it's really fun to celebrate with all of you. So, I was Dan's roommate the first and last semesters of our time at West Point. I'll begin by saying that my attempt to honor Dan right now is not going to do him justice. He's without a doubt one of the most loyal, solid, best friends I'll ever have. to which I think all of us here who know him would agree. Take heart in that for his family. You got the best of him. It's honestly really difficult to select one anecdote, one story. Dan and I have had some crazy times, and in Kansas City. So, who here has heard of Winsteads? Winstead, yeah, right? Dan, you remember Winsteads? Dan and I, how'd it go? Dan and I were here a few years ago. We were interning for the Kansas City Waste Management Department, and we discovered Winsteads. We're 20 years old. We're just wandering around for 6 weeks, and we found Winsteads. And the story is going to illustrate our roles in our friendship. So, I always love dragging Dan on random adventures. He's kind of like a straightforward, just kind of like do the best he can whatever he's doing. I'm the one who kind of like brings him into all sorts of crazy situations and makes him uncomfortable. And so, I discovered that on the menu there's this thing called the skyscraper, right? And it says on the menu it's recommended for 2 to 4 people. And my mom didn't raise a quitter, so I ordered, well, we each got one, and I proceeded to crush that entire thing by myself. And yeah, seriously, regrets. I ate the entire thing, and I was pretty much sick the rest of the night. Dan, though, and Dan pretty much smelled it and gave up. I'm sitting there super sick, and I'm like, I ate the whole thing, you did not. And I gave him a hard time about that for years. So, ironically enough, who's the guy later that goes straight through Ranger School and doesn't at all deter at all from what he's doing? And there's another guy in this room who only made it a week at Ranger School. He's a quitter now. I think what I want you to take away is Dan knows where it counts. He's always been good at always choosing his path of most resistance and never deterring at all. I'm the one who will go for the food eating competition, crush the whole thing. But that really is Dan. The amount of conversations, memories, and shared experiences we've had have shown me that Dan is a brother through thick and thin. He doesn't quit for the things that count, and he reflects what real friendship is. And so I'm so excited to see you married, man. It's like we just keep talking about surreal. It's like we've been praying about this and thinking about this for years. So, if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to pray real quick over these two. You bow your heads with me. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear Father, I want to celebrate these two. It's such a joy to see my brother Dan get to be married as he's been hoping for so long. And I want to lift these two up, that we all may celebrate them and that they go through these next few seasons and years of life together, getting closer to each other and closer to you. I pray that all of us can continue to support them and love them, and that we all grow closer through them. I hope that both families continue to share experience and share love, and that the future together is bright. May we all continue to love one another. In your Son's name, amen. Amen. And the Father, Son, and Spirit. Thank you all.